Good morning, good afternoon, BNI. We are here to fantastic webinar this afternoon for all our members across India. We had over 2,000 or 3,000 people registered at some point, but now all the other folks are logging in. We have with us a fantastic panel, and I'm going to share with you a little bit about the team that put that together. My name is Max Srinivasan. As you know, I'm the president for the global CRCs, company-run countries, with responsibility over India, China, and a few other countries that BNI owns directly. So let me share with you first, to kick off any meeting in BNI, we first share our core values. Our next slide talks about our core values. And today I want to focus on traditions and innovation. In this innovative world, you have seen BNI had to transition and be agile and moved all our chapters worldwide from being an offline format to an online format. We almost did it overnight, but the planning for it has been done over 2 months on how we will be able to support it. So BNI, being a very agile and a company that can transition through different phases in business, we took the traditional model and brought it into innovated and brought into a BNI online model. And of course, when you bring it online, there are always security issues that come up and concerns. And today, all of you are running your business in some way or the other, or interacting with people using some kind of an online format. So today we're going to discuss a lot about that today and how to secure you and to secure your business. Our team today that actually put this webinar together, it's a team of 4 of our executive directors. Murali Sundaram, and he's from Chennai. Hi, good afternoon, Murali. How are you? Murali?
Good afternoon, Mac. Fantastic.
Good afternoon. Hi. We have Bharat Daga, who's our executive director from Pune. Hi, Bharat.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon. Aarti Kochar is our district director and executive director of Gurgaon. She currently is in US and she will not be on this call, but she very much contributed in putting this team and this webinar together. And on our call today, our key person who facilitated a lot of this was Anant. Anant is our executive director from Bangalore. Good afternoon, Anant.
Hi, Mac. Anantram here. Good afternoon to all of you. My video is not coming. I think the host has to enable.
Yeah. Okay, just try now, Anant. You should be.
Yeah. Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Anant, and thank you to everyone who put this together. So BNI India is always about sharing some of the best practices. I felt that this particular webinar is necessary, especially in this time of concern for everybody. So that's what we are. We are here to share some of the best practices that this team has put together. And I'm going to hand it off over to Murali Sundaram. Over to you, Murali, and take this away, and then you can introduce the panelists and others. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mac. Thank you very much. Good morning, BNI India. Warm welcome for this amazing webinar on cyber security. Is it a need or a threat in our life? Whether, one question which is running in every BNI member's life is one thing. When will the life will go back to normal? This is one question which is running in every member life, because I've been talking to more than, the last 10, 15 days, 5,000, 6,000 members, everyone are asking the same question. Yes or no? The morning you wake up, the first thing that you're going to look out is in your WhatsApp or your TV or your Facebook. Everywhere just checking what's the status, whether the government will lift down the lockdown, will it go back to normal, everything. I'm going to give you an amazing piece of information. The information is the world will never go back to normal. Do you know that? We are never going back to normal, but we are all going back to a new normal in the whole world itself. It means we will go back to a new normalcy, which is not the same. It means whatever you've been doing in the past till yesterday before the lockdown, that is before Corona, BC and AC. We can divide the whole life into BC and AC now. Before Corona, after Corona. It means whatever you guys are doing before Corona may not become valid after Corona, because the whole world is going to change a lot. And one thing which all business leaders across the world are talking about is, if you really want to face the new normal and grow your business at least 5 times, okay, I'm not talking about 1x or 2x, 5 times, they are all suggesting that this is the time where all business owners should know how to amalgamate technology in their whole business model itself. Because without amalgamating technology, probably what predictions are coming up is probably many businesses will vanish in the whole world. But you know what? BNI is not like that, and you have seen the way in which the whole BNI world has shifted to the technology world. within just a matter of 1 or 2 weeks itself, isn't it so? So that's the power of proactive leadership by Mac and the whole GST team over here. And because ultimately it's all about technology leadership, which is going to determine how successful our business is going to be. So thank you very much, Mac. Thank you very much, GST, for bringing the technology so that whatever happens, we will still continue to do business. And that's the promise BNI has given to all our BNI members. Thank you, Mac. Thank you. But you all know that with technology, many people are always scared whether this will become a boon or a bane. We don't know how to use this technology. Many of us, the only technology we all know is WhatsApp and email, right? Beyond that, we may maybe know that WhatsApp, Facebook or Instagram, but there are lots and lots of advanced technologies available. And I was just reading an article which says that 5 years, 6 years from now, even mobile phone will vanish in the whole world when Apple launches its glasses. Do you know that? So the whole world is moving towards artificial intelligence, Internet of Things and technology. And that is what every world-class business leader is telling all of us, that now more than ever, if each one of us can learn a little bit about technology, understand what are the various challenges technologies can come with, and thereby protect our business. Because ultimately, we love doing the business, and we as business owners, we love taking risk in our life. Yes or no? Because only by taking risk, we have reached this level in our life. And obviously, this is a new challenge that we are all right now facing, of how are we going to amalgamate technology in our life. Hey, remember, business owners love challenges and technology. Are you a business owner who loves challenges and technology? Say yes in the chat box. Why? Because whenever there is a challenge, there is an equal opportunity for all of us to grow also. So that's what this webinar is all about. How you can spot opportunities using technology, and what are the various things that is going to happen in the whole world, okay? And why technology is going to be really, really important for all business owners like you and me. And how will you leverage, okay? What are the various, the settings that is required? What are the various things that we all have to remember? In a simple layman term, we have an amazing team. We have amazing panelists right now today, and I'm going to invite one of the best practices team of India. We had 4 people, Anant and Bharat and myself and Aarti. So we thought that we will bring some external panelists today and share with you how using technology we all can grow our business at least 5x. Are you guys ready to grow your business by 5x? Type the word 5x in the chat box. Let me see how many of you guys are really, really interested to grow your business by 5x, guys. Just go ahead and chat. You put that 5x number in the chat box. Let me see how many of you really, really serious in leveraging technology to grow your business. Wow, the whole room is filled with lots and lots of 5x, right? This is an amazing panelist set by one of the best executive directors team of India. And Anantram, the executive director of BNI India, is the brain behind, and he coordinated everyone together along with Bharat Daga. So I'm going to invite Anant, the executive director of BNI Bangalore, and Bharat Daga, the world famous personality in the BNI world. And he's helping not only just India, across the whole world itself, the executive director from Pune. May I request Anant and Bharat to introduce the panelists and welcome everyone into the room. Thank you, Anant. Over to you, Anant.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much, Murali. So now I think all of them are quite excited. We have already 1,450 people here. A lot more people are joining. So Mac, can I have the introduction slides? So sure. Myself, I'm Anantram. I'm one of the executive director for BNI Bangalore. So we have over 2,500 members in Bangalore. So I've been in BNI system almost from more than 13 years now. So we were trying to put a panel together for this particular session. So then what we thought is, first thing is that the panel has to be members only, in the sense the people who are the members and they are into the cybersecurity category, so that they can understand the technology well. Because how much ever myself and Murali or any of us EDs talks, okay, that is of no use unless a domain expert talks about that. So that's the reason we will be doing a less of talking today, and more of talking will be only from them only. Okay. And then we also thought we should have one more external person, okay, the outside of BNI, so that that person can give a different perspective about what's happening in the world. So first, I would like to introduce our first panelist and an external person, Mr. Mehul Doshi. So Mehul is one of the renowned face amongst who is who of the information technology, information security. Okay, and then he's a chief infosec architect, and with due to his various expertise in the variety of the engineering, advisory, and the management roles in technology, he is there for almost for 25 years. Okay, then he has developed a beautiful concept called a CTC, that is a coordinated threat control, which has been used by a lot of IT companies, including the Juniper networks. And then he has been nominated to the boards of information security panels of government and defense organization in India, and as well as the security advisory boards of some of the world's leading information security companies, including Symantec. All of us must be using the Symantec antivirus, right? And over the past decade, the Jainam, the company which he runs, has been consistently recognized as a master information security integrator under his leadership. And then they have operations across Asia Pac and the Japan, with over 510 engineers working with them. So welcome, Mr. Mehul. So thank you very much for accepting our invitation and then being part of this BNI's security, the cybersecurity webinar. Yeah, next, we have a next panelist. So welcome to the Mehul. So the next panelist is Premjit. Okay, he is an ILAMS. His company name is Island Labs. He's a member in the Bangalore BNI. So he is from a billionaire chapter. So he has 20 years of experience in various sectors, which include ISP, telecom, and IoT. Okay, and then he's an IM alumni, and he served Tata Group, Reliance, and Hutchinson, SR, quite a lot of companies before he set up the island. And he has an end-to-end cybersecurity. He has worked with the end-to-end cybersecurity initiatives in all these companies with security research, security audit, risk management, and threat hunting, forensics, and security compliance, and more. And they have quite a lot of security certifications. I don't think I can even able to spell many of them. OSCP, OSCE, OSWP. Definitely, I don't understand any of this. Okay, and then they have worked very closely with the law enforcement department in the country for a few of the like the country's training and security interventions. And then he's a part of the steering committee of Global Cybersecurity Forum, which is a non-profit organization having more than 23,000 security professionals across the globe. So first time when I called him, Premjit, I want to know how secured is the Zoom and all those things. I want to know. Then he told, Anant, give me half a day's time. I will tell you what is your last 6 months password, he told me. Okay, so that means without even Zoom, okay, he will be able to get into your passwords. Okay, so he is that expert. Okay, yeah, the next one. Yeah, Mac, next. Yeah, so this is Nikunj. Actually, I saw one of his video. My God, amazing. At the age of, 10th standard, he literally hacked one of his neighbor's TV and TV cable, and then he was watching the TV at home, I think. So it's he is a security wizard, actually. He is a most in-demand cybersecurity expert who has an inspirational story that resonates around the globe. Okay, he is one of the few world's leading cybersecurity expert who excels in each and every offensive cybersecurity service. I'm learning a lot of jargons with these guys nowadays. Okay, which are the most in-demand service to secure the business from cyber attacks. And he has provided his consulting and services in India, China, Thailand, Dubai, and various parts, and including the industries like IT, banking, financial, telecommunication, and various sectors. And he has an expertise in vulnerability assessment and penetration testing and red team assessment. I really don't know what it is. Okay, and then he also empowers young minds by providing university boot camps, which encourage students to take up cyber security as a profession. So welcome, Nikunj, and he is from Baroda region, and then he is from a chapter called as Venus chapter. So welcome, Nikunj. So over to Bharat to introduce other panelists.
Thank you, Anant, and thank you so much, Murali Sundaram. You always do a fantastic job introducing us. Could I have the next panelist, please? We have the next panelist is Mr. Vishal Dave. He's from Kolkata North region and the Empress chapter. Vishal is an ethical hacker and a ransomware expert. He has 18 years of experience in the domain of IT security, and he has recently co-founded the knowledge center named Revolution so that he can share his vast knowledge with students by conducting workshops and seminars on IT security. He is associated with EduRaid as an IT consultant, which has won, that name of that award by itself has a lot of this thing, but he's won an award from IIM Kolkata. And that's the best part of it. He's an active member of course, Calcutta chapter Silicon. And of course, he's a launch director, which he didn't want me to tell and nobody wanted, but he is a launch director over there also. His dream and passion is to guide and motivate students. He's playing an active role in converting and helping students to becoming black hat to white hat. That means becoming basically ethical hackers. So welcome on the panel, Vishal. And our last panelist for today is Sandeep Kulkarni. He's from my region only, Pune North. He's from the Deccan chapter. He's been here for about only 2 months, but his partner was also a member when I was a member of the Prosperity chapter in the Pune East region. Sandeep brings unique blend of experience and knowledge of 27 years in the IT and industrial automation and controls industry. He's worked in various business functions across broad range of sectors, and that's why he's uniquely positioned that he understands that cybersecurity needs across different technologies and different domains. Sandeep is a certified information security lead auditor, and he also handles global sales for Valency Networks. That is his company, which is providing professional security, cybersecurity services since more than a decade. His company, which is Valency Networks, has stuck to its vision to be focused on IT security and related evolving technologies. By building a niche competency, they are basically more involved in working with risk management and compliance management to industries across the world. Also, security risk assessment also. So these are our panelists, 5 panelists that who are going to today being, answer the questions, some of the questions that you might have, and also because we're going to ask them something so that they can work with it. Yes, I think we can get the PPT off. Am I right? Yes. And so we are going to start with, yesterday we had a discussion with the panelists, and all 5 of them and plus Anand come from the IT industry, and I was the only non-IT person over there. And as they kept talking, they started talking about malware and phishing, and it kept going on and on for almost 1 hour. And by the end of it, I was like, I don't know, computer kholu, laptop ko uthau, mobile ko kholu. I was pretty scared, and I was like, y'all are scary dudes, man. You can get into my account, you can take away all my details. And then Mehul Bhai kind of, put it, Mehul Doshi put it, our external panelist, we put it in another perspective that, you're looking at it from the point of view of what is the security. But Mehul, I'd like you to go ahead and explain it the way you explained it to me, because we have lots of people here who are not IT professionals and we use technology daily. So how it's important right now and how to work with it. Mehul,
Bharat, so before going to Mehul, we have one poll which is ready. Okay, let's understand our the audience, like what is their comfort level with the security. Okay, so can we have Amreen or Nancy, the poll coming up, so that will give us an idea. So all of you have a poll in front of you, all the the members here. Just go ahead and type in, select one of them. Okay, how comfortable as of now about doing business online for you, like in terms of security and anything? Very comfortable, somewhat comfortable, and not comfortable at all. Okay, just go ahead and then put your answers, please.
I'm not allowed to put my answer. Anand,
yeah,
even I'm not allowed. Answer. You know my answer.
So, Amreen, you can say when it is ending, Nancy or Amreen.
There's a timer there that counts down, I think.
Okay. Yeah, because
Counts
I
up.
can't see that.
We have 15 more seconds.
We'll give 5 more
8,
seconds and we'll complete. 5, 4, 3, 2,
3, 2,
1.
1.
Here we go.
And let's see the results.
Wow. Okay, so we have the results here. Very comfortable is about 28%. So hope most of them are from IT category. Okay, somewhat comfortable is about 57%. We have a major chunk who are sitting on the fence, and not comfortable is about 15%. So thank you so much. So we'll be coming up with a couple of more polls later. Yeah, back to yeah, Mehul.
So as we said, so Mehul, I think you will have to make us comfortable, more comfortable. So over to you to start off this whole panel discussion. Mehul, are you there?
Am I audible? Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
very much.
Essence of giving a how do you relate cyber risk from a point of view of doing business is like take it with the analogy of handling fire. When we are aware of the risk of fire, we use fire to our advantage to make food, to manage everything in our life, and we handle it with care. Okay, while knowing the risk what fire brings in. Same is with cyber connectivity. Okay, when you manage and understand the risk which can bring in, and you educate yourself adequately, you are in most comfortable position to get benefit from it. So similar to what fire brings, benefit to us as human beings in life, same will cybersecurity will bring it to your businesses. So hope that relates to the audience and panelist to.
Yeah, that's a fantastic analogy, Mehul. That means so we need that, but we need to be careful in handling that. Okay, now I will move on to one of the panelists. Okay, the question is for you, Mr. Sandeep. So I want to check up. So why cybersecurity is important? You know that all of us are using computers and other things, various part. We are connected. So Sandeep, so tell me, why is that cybersecurity important?
Okay, thanks, Anand. So I'll use a simple language for the people, because the audience is from the disparate sectors, and probably they may not understand the jargons typically used in cybersecurity or in IT field. So I'll simplify why cybersecurity. So basically, this question really sets the premise, for our subsequent discussions. There are two aspects of it. One is why cybersecurity. That is one thing which one needs to understand. And another is why it is important. So these are the two aspects which I will try to actually touch upon. But I think our co-panelists also are going to talk a bit in the details in the subsequent discussions on both these aspects. So the answer to why cybersecurity really lies in the word everybody has listened this word, that is a digital. Okay, so everyone is listening this word since last 10 years or so. So in this digital transformation of last decade, the new technologies are getting invented and implemented in the organizations or for the individuals for their personal uses. These technologies are getting integrated in single premises, providing huge number of touch points to the digital world. This has really changed how we live and work. So it has a tremendous impact on behavior of not only the individuals but also how how the organizations are operating. So new and improved advanced technologies are getting rolled in the world. While they come with the benefits, they also come with their inherent weaknesses. So this integration of these technologies creates more weaknesses. These touch points are the source of these weaknesses, which put the individuals and the organizations at the risk. For an individual, when he's working on his laptop or mobile phones, it touches on various disparate applications for social engagement, or online shopping, bank and other retail payments, email applications, and there are other various applications they must be using in their day-to-day daily routine. So these are the touch points or just the front end of the IT infrastructure, which is built at a huge cost and by the huge companies consisting of many IT equipments and the softwares. So, so at the back end, this IT infrastructure comprises of various technologies. Also, they are integrated together for the exchange and the storage of the data. So this integrated environment creates more opportunities for the weaknesses, the more opportunities for the hacking. They have huge touch points and integrated working environment when I can call here an information. This information is not just the electronic data. It has a value which it carries. It has a sensitivity which it carries. So this information, I will take typical examples. Is your personal information which you are sharing on the internet while registering on the applications. Any applications you are sharing some kind of personal information. So that you have some financial information, you have some local information you have stored in your local devices. So these informations is not just the data, but it is the value and the sensitivity which it carries is determining the cybersecurity nowadays.
Okay, so Sandeep, as I understand, so the all the data what we are carrying with us is so important, and then to protect them, that is what the cybersecurity is very important at this point of time, right?
Correct. Correct.
So yeah, so now I'll come back to you again. So now I want to check up with Vishal. Then what is this cybersecurity is all about? Like, I mean, you said why it is important that we need to secure all this information. So I want to check up with Vishal. What is that this cybersecurity is all about?
Okay. Happy morning, BNI. So when I say cybersecurity is an issue of global concern and need of the hour. So when I say I have cybersecurity is the practice of protecting our digital assets. It can be your laptops, it can be your computers, or your network. So when I say if you have a Gmail ID, it can be hacked. If you're using an antivirus, your system can get hacked. If you're using a firewall, it can be bypassed. If you're using a Zoom application, it can be hacked. Or if you're using any of the video conferencing app, it can be hacked. The idea is to protect ourselves. So considering we have members who are not very much tech savvy, so I'll start understanding like how we go about cybersecurity for a business owner. So as a business owner, cybersecurity for me would be protecting my digital assets in terms of securing it from a malicious virus or worms, or it can be protecting my email or a customer database. Or at times, it is also important to protect my business data or a tally data. And then transactions, which I do online. So online payments and online modes, considering all the e-payments and wallets which we are using. Level up when we speak of an organization. So in organization, typically we have two sets. One is the front end, the other is an account team. So at times an account team receives a mail, and once they click on an invoice, the system gets trapped. The whole data gets corrupted, and then they get a message that if you want to recover your data, you need to pay a certain amount of money. The idea is the user had thought that this is a genuine mail and he clicked on it. But again, this is going to happen. And when we are speaking of a data, here comes about protecting it. So in a scenario where we have an organization, securing the data which we are sharing among each other is very critical.
Okay.
Again, at times, I'm sure many of us would say that when we go to office, the internet is very slow. It can be one of the reasons that one of our member is downloading a movie from a torrent site or something else. This is a very common problem. So this can be catered by using a firewall, which can control our internet activity. So I'm sure people are not aware of this, but once they come to know about how this works, it is going to help them. Then coming out nowadays, members are moving on to cloud security. So they are transferring their infrastructure to cloud environment. So they are using Amazon, Azure, Google Cloud. Again, when they're using it, they have to ensure that they are using a proper configuration and setting and providing a security mechanism how they are connecting with the cloud data. So they can use it using a VPN also. Then again, when I say summing up cybersecurity, it will be about protecting my digital assets, my business data, networks, my server, and then what I always say that at last but not the least, educating my team on how to safeguard and protect myself, because a single click can introduce a virus to an otherwise secure system by failing to follow a good security practices. That's thank you.
Okay. Yeah, thank you, Vishal. So now, I mean, Vishal, you talked about that. What is cybersecurity is all about, and how do we start? I mean, that leads to my next question: like, how do we start implementing? How do we start implementing? I think the Nikunj, you should answer here, and let us know how do we take it forward. Yeah, you have to unmute your mic. Yeah.
Am I audible now?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. So this is a fantastic question. I will begin with some statistics over here. There are 61% of the companies who are becoming the victims of the data breach are less than 1,000 employees. And 43% of the cyber attacks are happening or the targeted on the small businesses who have less than 500 employees. And 65%, this is my favorite one, 65% of the companies have over 500 employees. They don't even change their passwords. How many of you are like keeping the same password? हमने तो एक बार सेट कर लिया, दूसरा password याद रहेगा नहीं. So we'll keep that password only for a lifelong. Type in same password if you are keeping the same passwords, because that's a fact. And this leads to the major data breach as well, because we don't change the passwords. And you will be shocked that ransomware, the malwares, as Mr. Vishal said, that one click and your data will be corrupted. That attack, malware or ransomware attack, have grown 350% annually and are every 13 seconds. So just imagine one or other company is getting affected every 13 seconds in India. So these attacks are happening very frequently. That's why it is important to implement the cybersecurity in your organization and secure yourself as well. Because this is a new normal. We all are working from home. We need to secure ourselves plus the company as well. Just imagine the consequences you'll be facing. You just click on the data or a link and your company will get corrupted. Your system will get corrupted and your network will be corrupted. You will lose the business. You will lose the business continuity. You lose the money. Just imagine what if you lose the reputation as well in the market because of the cyber attack. And also you might face a legal consequences because we all are having a customer data, a client data. Many of us are working in B2B sector. Many of us are working in B2C sector. We all have the data. Just imagine if any of the customers' data get leaked and they will file a case, they can sue you in the court. So it is very important for now to implement the cybersecurity. Everything is becoming digitalization. All the data are going online. And fact is, whether you are a small business or a big company or a corporate, doesn't matter. Everyone is on the target of the hackers, everyone. And as Vishal also said, just one click and your data will be gone. You are under the cyber attack. So how you can implement this, what you need to do. First of all, keep changing the passwords, your Wi-Fi password, your system password, your mobile password, your Gmail password, all the passwords, whatever you are using it, start changing the password. Second, do the employee awareness programs. Educate your employees what they need to do, how they need to do. If some mails are coming or if something is happening unusual, report immediately to the IT head so that they can stop it. Third, hire a consulting company, a nice cybersecurity consulting company who can do the assessment for your organization, for your company, for your business, and can tell you that this is the current posture of your cybersecurity. You need to change this kind of settings. You need to implement this kind of new technology so that you will strengthen your security more and more. And then once you have done this employee education, you have done the assessment, you know where are the loopholes in your IT infrastructure, your web application, your mobile application, and you have done the changes. Then you have to implement the defensive mechanism. Once the defensive mechanism also set, after that there is one more assessment which you can do, which will be on the higher level, and which is known as a very intensive assessment, where the hacker will come and try to bypass all the defensive mechanism and then tell you, boss, we have implemented this, but this was not properly configured. You need to change this, you need to implement this, you need to implement this. So once everything is configured properly, everything you have implemented, you have educated your employees, there is no chance the hackers can get in easily to your company. And this is how we can secure it. Over to you, Anand.
Thank you. Thank you, Nikunj. So now we understood why, what, and then how portion of the cyber security. So now I want to go to Premjit and ask, like during the current scenario, okay, like why it becomes, or what is that we should be doing? Like what is that we should be prepared? See, most of us, all this so far what we have talked in any situation it appears, right? Like for example, during the moment you go online, all these things are applied. But in the current scenario, what is that it becomes more important? So is there anything, Premjit, you want to say?
Thanks very much, Anant. Very wonderful. Good afternoon all. So I would like to take it in a very, very holistic way. One is, protecting ourselves, then protecting our business interests. I put it in that way. First of all, I think let's accept the fact, saying that once we are connected to internet world, once we got introduced to the internet world, we are actually living in a vulnerable environment. Let's accept that. I mean, first comes with an acceptance, and then see how we can actually try and address this. So, how do we protect ourselves? And I'm sure I think Nikunj added few of the points where actually I would add to that probably to have an internet suite as such, and probably having a very going for a very secure password environment, right? Upgrading your software as such, trying and using only the original application software possible, rather than going another one, maybe not so original one, right? And here comes. I think we actually shy away from even getting those particular aspects in place. So by using the pirated applications, etc. That itself is actually in kind of you're inviting trouble. So first of all, I think we'll have to have that particular hygiene in process, right? You talked about the identity theft. How do we do that? How do we ensure that our own identity, our personal identity, is actually not out there with the hackers? I think we create some environment there. I think hackers can come and get into your system and get those very personal information. So all this is again getting very well in our control as such, right? And let's take you've fallen prey to some of the eventualities as such. Let's accept that way also. So how do we respond to it? So these are basic aspects when it comes to the personality, the in person. How do we address this? If you look at it in a holistic way, actually, if you look at it in a company, if you same thing if it applies to your own enterprises, I think you must be having your own enterprise running. How do we do that? So I would like to use few words here with the permission of everybody. I think probably we need to have cyber hygiene first. So what is cyber hygiene? It's all about what is it which we are using? What are we consuming? What is it which we are getting there, right? We are actually trying to get, as you said, the pirated application. If you are getting the pirated application, that means you're actually inviting trouble as such, right? You're not doing the right thing, right? You're actually not updating the software. It means you are not hygiene as such. We all, in our own home and in our office, actually, we make sure that things are in hygiene, right? Same way we love to behave, the same way in the internet. Now, I would like to use one more term called cyber drill. So what is a cyber drill? So you constantly, try, because as you know, the hackers doesn't have any other job other than evolving themselves as their cyber threat. They sharpen their knife all time, unlike us, right? We actually do it once in a while to just see how is it happening. But for them, there is no other business other than this. So they are definitely better than all of us. So we got to behave. We got to be prepared. How do we do that? So you have to do continuous cyber drill to me, where I think you constantly do some simulation and see how well your security postures. So we try and see, once you do understand your cyber posture, you understand what are the things which is lacking. Probably you can actually fix in people, you can bring in experts and get those things fixed in a way, right? Then comes cyber resilience.
Fantastic.
So, resilient. Are you resilient enough? Let's take there's some situation happening. Are you resilient enough to kind of respond? How quickly you can come back to business? Do you have the business continuity process in place? So these are the broad things probably you'll have to be ready with. I'm sure I think once that is there, I'm sure we are in a position to navigate in a proper way. So we talk about in 2020 as such as we are running, we are talking about 32% of our population are on the phone, right? Out of that, 70% of them are on smartphones. So let's imagine. So the moment you have that particular figure in mind, you understand how close we are to the internet and how well we need to be prepared with. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Premjit. That was a fantastic thing. Cyber hygiene and the drill. Okay. So I learned two words now. So Mehul, I want you to just summarize this round and tell us what's your view on all the topics what we talked just now.
Yeah, so Anand, the way I would put up all the panelists' viewpoints are very informative. But if you put up in context of actionable for everybody into the people attending the webinar, is that cybersecurity is a tool for you to grow your business. And if you take the analogy of how do you consider this a tool, think like, why do we go fast in a car? We go fast in the car because we have a security tool called brake. Brake allows you to go faster all the time. Similar way, in your business, when you go digital, it is essential you have the security controls so that you can take your digital business to the next curve. And that opens up a mass opportunity for you everywhere. Now, whether Modi ji taught us post demonetization that we can live without cash. Today, thanks to that, we all are using digital wallets. And we are one of the largest countries in the world who implemented the UPI mechanism. And today the US wants to copy the Indian model. So it is essential that digital adherence, whether we are adopting it because we are being thrusted upon, or we are adopting it to make our businesses more go faster, it is important that the responsibilities of how you take it up is addressed up from a point of view of Prenjit went about on saying that we need to tussle up and fight out. He said that we need to keep the momentum going, and Vishal wanted us to take it to the next tier and taking it to the masses. And Nikunj wanted that we allow cyber expertise about testing and areas to be brought up into our businesses so that we can validate our businesses the way we validate how we do from business validation. So cybersecurity essence, perspective of where the data lies is what Sandeep highlighted very well. He said that everybody generates data and you need to know where the data is. It is this journey which every attendee today need to start doing and start with their homes. When I say their home, you are a cybersecurity practitioner for your kids. Your kids look up to you, but are you guiding your kids? What is good into the internet world? What is something which you are accessing which can bring risk to them while accessing it? How do you keep your kids safe? Parents spend lakhs of rupees and crores of investment throughout the lifetime of ensuring that kids are safe. But why can't we spend on some cybersecurity skills to educate our own kids how to stay safe, how to not getting bullied from anybody, how to take care of whatever you access from internet, how to identify what is trustworthy, what is not trustworthy, how do you befriend somebody who is unknown to you in the digital world. And these are the steps which each one of us will have to start the journey in, and it starts from your home. Okay, once you start from your home and you take the journey ahead, life will become much simpler. You will be able to apply it to your business, you will apply it to your friends and colleagues, and digital is a way to go forward. Digital transformation post COVID-19, in fact, Murli was very, very charged up in his very vicious energy in to start the day. But he meant very clearly, before COVID, after COVID. After COVID, even for discuss with friends, you might use a Zoom meeting.
Yeah. Okay. So that actually brings to my next topic, like, because now all of us has got a friend or a foe, whatever it is in our hand, right? So the first starts with securing that. Okay. So from there it starts. So now I want to ask all the panelists, like, we keep on hearing that so many components of the cybers are going online, for example, like it could be say, database, whatever you have, or the video conferencing tools, or the firewalls, or the payment gateways, or e-commerce portals and online accounting software. So there are so many things available. So in each one of that, can I just quickly, like, I mean, I think we may have to go quickly in this round. So quickly tell us one or two things what we have to be careful in that in your domain which you are really good at. Okay, like for example, if I start with Premjit. Okay, so with customer data, what is that I should be taking care of?
Thanks. That's a very, very important. Thanks for bringing that topic, Anand. Let's begin with this. Let's also accept the fact that data is money, right? I'm sure I think all of us agree to this, and none of us, actually, being in this panel, don't disagree to this particular point. Data is money. So when you have the data with you in some form, it's not the digital assets. You call it as anything. You put a value to that, and that's your asset. If you're not securing that, and if you're ready to compromise that particular thing to hackers, it means essentially say that your business is a task, right? A hacker can actually bring down your business from one trade to another one, maybe in just overnight. Maybe companies who are hacked, 65, because the statistics say 65% of the companies who are hacked, they never came up again. That's the hence I want to touch up another way called, see, whatever we see, I think the kind of internet world which we are in, we all know that we all tell people saying that whatever you want, the information which you want, which is definitely available on Google or Yahoo or any other search engines, what is possible. But is it right? For me, it is not. The information which we actually can access for us in the normal way, it is only 4% of the information which is actually available. So it means we are all getting informed. The information which we gather, the mass information which we thought which we are gathering, is only 4%. So imagine where is the other 96%? The 90% of the information, other than the 4%, it lies, those are the data which you do not have access to. Those are the government records, their education thing, medical records, any financial data, for the bank details as for the customer database of the banks. It is not something which you can browse and just take, I want the database of any bank. You will not get it. It is there secured in, that's called deep world. So I basically wanted to bring down 3 layers. One is the surface web. That is something which is available to you, right? Only 4%, 90% that's called deep web, right? Another 6% is there. That is a dangerous portion. That's the safe haven for hackers, right? That's the black market for the underworld, right? And what are things which you get? They have the information of you. All of us sitting here and our company information, if in one way, if it is compromised, that data is there. If you wanted to access your own data, probably you have to visit there and you have to pay money to get it, right? So I can give you an example. Maybe if you wanted to get your own other data, let's say you lost data, you want to see what is the data and you want to reach there, you can pay less than $1 and get your own other information there, right? How are you doing that? So that's a safe haven. That's a marketplace for underworld, right? You actually, that's the place where I think you the drug trafficking, right? The underworld transaction, your own company's data. I do have interactions, engagements happening where the clients say, I am actually running an analytic company and my data is being compromised. My server, my database, my production server is being compromised. And where are those data? People say, I want money. If you give me per server 15 lakh, 20 lakh rupees, then I'm ready to willing to share that data, right? But where are these data? That data is going and sitting in the dark web and they are selling it. They are selling it in dead cheap rate, right? The amount of work which you've done is something which is already there out there. So it's important for us to understand we don't expose ourselves into this. Yes, Mehul did mention about the trust factor. Yes, there is something called zero trust. So what is zero trust? It's like, you basically want to access some internet, some website, right? So how do you know that that's a very trusted website? Let's say you want to upgrade we mentioned about software upgrades, application upgrades. So let's say you wanted to upgrade your Windows version. From where do you do it? Unless otherwise you go to Microsoft website and do it. And if you, go to some other place where I think maybe one of the vendor URL says, your upgradation of Windows to another next version is just a click away. And the moment you click there, it essentially says that they got it in data, right? Your own company employees using the company email ID and probably using that in a travel booking companies or websites or any other way. And if that particular company, that website is compromised, it essentially says that they got access to your email. Let's take maybe in a unfortunate circumstances, let's also assume saying that the password which you use for that particular ID is the password which you use for your bank transactions or for your credit card information or for your, let's say if you're an IT folk that probably, in your own company, you use those passwords on your network access, etc. It means you open the door to the hacker to your office. So,
as I understand, so from Premjit, that means your data can be exposed outside. So it's very important for us to secure that data. So now I want to move to Sandeep and check up. Like suppose if I am developing, I'm a small businessman and then I want to develop an app for one of my product and then give it, or a small e-commerce portal I'm doing for selling my saris and things like that and various things. So how do you think that I should secure that as a I'm not a big this thing. So how do you think that various security for those kind of applications? Yeah, Sandeep, you have to unmute the mic. Sandeep, you need to unmute the mic. Sandeep? Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so Anant, here the applications are one of the main interface to the internet for any user. So what happens is whether it's a e-retail website or any other applications which are connected to the interfaces, it needs to be secure. Now there are two ways how you can secure. The people, some companies take a proactive approach by involving consultant or use their own knowledge base from their own skilled people, and approach and they take an approach of design by security. So design by security means when you are developing the application, you are uh, uh, you are making a checkpoints or the gatekeepers to actually check the whatever code you have developed so far is actually as per the secure standard or not, and that is where the security starts from. What happens if you don't take such kind of an approach at the fag end of your UAT or during the production in the production environment, you will realize when the vulnerability assessment or penetration testing is done that there are flaws in the code itself, and then you have to go back and rework again. To avoid that, the best approach is to actually take a proactively engage into the design by secure by design. Okay, that is where some of the compliances like HIPAA or GDPR, they promote design by or NIST standard. They promote the design by secure. So that is where this approach helps. Now, from the compliances point of view, there are certain compliances, and there are those compliances. One category is, it's voluntary compliances to the some information security framework, and there are certain regulations. So those are the laws in certain geographies, certain countries. So you have to follow those guidelines as far as the regulation is concerned, and those compliances like HIPAA for the healthcare industry in the US or GDPR in the European Union. So those are the regulations. If you don't follow those regulations, you will be heavily fined. And the applications are one of the area which are under attack by the hackers through which the data is being taken out, and that is where these standards are also promoting secure by design approach, and this will help the developers or the technologists to actually come up with the secure technologies in the future if they take this particular approach.
Yeah. So now that means whenever we are giving something for development, we have to take care that my service provider takes care of all these things, secure the app, and then later you get it tested by somebody, some experts, right?
Exactly. And this is what is happening, that more and more customers are coming back to the product developers asking, show me how your application is secure or not. If not, you make it secure and then come back. And they are, wasting 6 months, 1 year of time to actually correct those applications from the security point of view.
Yeah. So now, Vishal, I want to ask you. So now, we use so many other applications. So how is those applications are secured? What else is there?
So I would just like to, So I would like to share in. So when we say malware, it's basically a malicious software. So the idea of a malicious software is to get into your system and then start sharing your information. So for example, I will take a practical example. So when we try to go and buy a new laptop, so we get a pricing that, sir, आपको Windows के साथ 35,000 में मिलेगा, पर अगर आप Windows नहीं लेते हैं तो you'll get at 30,000 rupees. So as a user, I say I am saving my 5,000 rupees because Windows is available as a pirated software. Then I come to know that, sir, आप अगर Office लेते हैं तो और 11,000 रुपए extra लगेंगे. So which means 11 plus 5,000, 16,000. And then we as a business owners, we also work on some apps like Photoshop and everything. So if we take down the cost, it would come down to around 1 lakh rupees. So the idea is, फिर हम लोग सोचते हैं कि लैपटॉप खरीदे या सॉफ्टवेयर खरीदे. And this is one issue where happens, and it happens with everyone. So now what we plan is, चलो ठीक है, pirated use कर लेते हैं. So here comes when we are planning for cyber security, we ourselves are committing a cyber crime by using a pirated software. And I'm sure everyone knows that by using a pirated software, we have to disable our antivirus. बोलो सर बहुत इजी है, आप एंटीवायरस डिसेबल करिए, क्रैक चालू करिए और आपका सिस्टम पैच हो जाता है, which means you get an unlimited license. Fantastic. So now what happens is, when you just disable your antivirus and patch, double click the crack, so automatically you become a part of a botnet. The idea is, जितने भी crack tools are available on torrents or any crack software which are available on internet are with backdoors. So if you have changed your password and kept a secure password, the hacker will get all your password because the backdoor has been installed on your system and it is sharing all your keystrokes. So even if you change your passwords, if you are logged onto internet, it will traffic and it will track every single data.
Yeah.
So the first and foremost is quality or security or a quantity.
Very good. Yeah.
So as a user, we need to ensure that when we speak of security, first of all, we need to use genuine softwares. Or there are open source applications which are there. So idea is at times we don't do that. Because क्या होता है ना, कभी-कभी security costs us. So if you develop an app, so as Premjit said कि हम लोग app develop कर रहे हैं, हम लोग online जाते हैं. So you will get a vendor who will create a website for 40,000 rupees or a website, e-commerce website for 25,000 rupees. The idea is by using a single tool, I can get an access to your database. So in my term, I say congratulations. going forward, along with this malware, so what happens is now since everyone has seen that when we are looking forward to a Zoom license, we have to purchase a license. So what we do is we try to go to Google and try identifying crack software for Zoom, which means if I get a crack application, it will work for unlimited users. And as I say again, congratulations. So I have compromised on my security. The idea is when I have downloaded the software, I am giving all my security. Then I will also share a social engineering. I'll wrap it up.
Yeah.
The crucial aspect in today's scenario is social engineering. So where I can manipulate people to give your confidential information. So what I can do is, hey Mac, I have received a mail from you that I have been nominated for identifying and managing BNI.com security aspects. So Mac will think, hey Vishal, how did you get that mail from my ID? So here comes what I have done is I have spoofed Mac's email ID. So similarly, our WhatsApp messages and everyone is flooded with Netflix at 100 rupees. or your Paytm KYC has been expired, and if you want to go through it, you just have to call us.
Wow.
And then you would have a credit card people who will give you an unlimited access to the credit card just by sharing your data online. And trust me, even after every knowledge and going through the Jamtara series, we all become a prey of this. So social engineering is a thing which we need to take care of. Thank you.
That's a fantastic. I think very, very simple and basic way you have, Vishal, you have put it. Amazing it is. Okay, now Nikunj, I just wanted to understand what else, I mean, to be take care. So is there anything more that you want to, we as a users, or the business owner should take care?
So I will like to highlight on the Zoom application over here. So
for that, we will come to you, Nikunj. We have Bharat will talk about that topic.
Okay,
that's the hot topic of the day. Yeah.
So for security purpose, we need to be aware. We need to know what attacks are happening on us. We need to keep on updating our applications. And as Vishal said, yeah, we will be getting some malwares if we not use a genuine one. So obviously download the softwares from the authenticate sites only. So, and yeah, you have to keep changing your passwords. Do not use default settings, customize as per your business. And thinking of about the security. So not just change karna hai kar diya, but if it's not genuine and you are changing, it's nothing gonna happen. So you have to be like genuine, plus you will have to configure the things as keeping in mind a security posture as well. So that we have to take care.
Okay. So in fact, when I was just talking you here, like I also got a message from one of our members, in the Bangalore region, the Shashidhar Putta is there. He is into the insurance. So he was saying that there are insurances available to take care of the data loss also. Right. Okay, I think people are pretty quick in so many things. Okay, now Mehul, I just want you to wrap up this particular round saying that, okay, what's your take on this whole thing, what we discussed now?
So I heard all the panelists. Premjit focused more on zero trust and everything. Sandeep identified that you should secure by design architecture preview. Vishal went on malicious code preview, and Nikunj said from a point of a continuous change management need to be careful. So I will try to summarize all these 4 pointers with an analogy. Think you are going at the airport. When you go at the airport, what happens? You are not allowed into the airport unless you are carrying a valid ticket. Okay, and your ticket becomes your identity, but you still don't get the boarding pass. You go to the counter, and counter validates your KYC data. Okay, you are the same person for whom the ticket, and you already have another government ID, and then you are allowed to go towards the boarding gate. Before you go to the boarding gate, you are checked via X-ray. Okay, before you are allowed to go to the plane for taking your flight. Exactly, this is the same philosophy we do. What our panelist highlighted. No, I just got it because Premjit said plan with a secure model in place. That's what airports do every day. Secure by design, so that we need to put up. Vishal said anything malicious, anybody carrying a gun, anybody carrying lighters or other thing, we need to ensure they don't board the plane. Okay, the flight cannot be at risk. So that's the malicious code anybody carrying. And Nikunj said we should be monitoring if any anomaly or objectivity or change management risk which brings to the plane, that person should not be coming inside. And post COVID-19, now the same thing will be going with temperature sensors, any passenger with symptoms, flu or other thing. So the risk mitigation steps are same. What you do in the physical world is what you need to do in the digital world. Such that something is visible very clearly, something is not visible. So all the panelists has brought together the whole essence of how a operations run just like a airport seamlessly for years and generations ahead. Same way can run for your businesses also in the digital world.
Wow, very good, amazing. See, actually, that's what there, since everything is so seamlessly happens and then it's a day-to-day life, we don't realize that all these things are involved in that.
Yes.
Okay, so you have put it such a nicely, Mehul. So now I think I should hand it over to Bharat for the next round because that's the most important and the hot topic of the day. Okay, now that we know few of the things, so over to you, Bharat.
Yes, thank you, Anant. Yeah. So you get me on the hot seat, and I'm just going to take this one step back, and I'm going to ask most of y'all sitting over here listening to this webinar. So I'm sure all of us have a lot of apps right now on our mobile or on our laptop. We all have WhatsApp, we all have Facebook, some of us have Truecaller, some of us have Gmail, and all the Google suite. And plus we also have Zoom right now. Now, in today's day and era, most of us have started doing virtual meetings. Face to face, we couldn't meet. We could not go and meet people. So most of us have gone into, virtual meetings, and so has BNI. And so let's get to the topic of virtual meetings. So I'd like to start off with, Vishal. So what should be what are the kind of virtual meeting platforms available? And in that, what should be the criteria for selection of a virtual, conferencing app or meeting?
So Bharat, I'm just sharing you a few of the parameters which would be global for everyone. So at times it might be different from business perspective. So for example, the first thing which we need to take care of is number of participants. How many users would be connecting with my video conferencing app? The second is UI, ease of use, how it is easy to use, because at times we are dealing with people who are unaware of how things work. So we need to educate them. Then the mobile experience. So whether we have an Android app or iOS app or it's available on both the platforms. Then we can have a scenario where we are giving a training and that can be recorded. So later on that can be used again. So we can have a parameter where it has a video and audio recording. Then if I want to share some data, so as you are sharing a presentation, I need a screen sharing option also available for that. And as initially when we started our meeting, there was a poll. So which would keep an engagement, and when this is very critical. Along with that, we would require a fanatic support, customer support, because if you have a software and there is no support, it becomes very difficult. And finally, last but not the least, the price factor. So I'm not the one who will go finding out the cracked application, but I would try to go for a subscription module, which just helps us not on my pocket. Thank you.
Thank you. So Premjit, amongst all the virtual meeting apps and different availability of different tools, what do you think, what is your take on how do they stack up against each other?
Right. Thanks. So I would rather, maybe you put me in a difficult question now, but still I would in a certain way where I would go with what my customer wants, what my client engagement is all about. If my client says that I do have an app and maybe on a Microsoft Teams or probably on a G2M or the variety of applications, sometimes even they say Google Hangout, probably, what say, we can't say. If somebody say, want to come on a Skype, right? So I think I'm ready. If you ask me in my laptop, I have about 7 to 8 apps ready, right? Wow. So I'm not sticking to, but again, as a very valid point, which Vishal rightly mentioned, it's also about the functionality. What exactly you want? See, for us, it's like what is it that you want? What is the crowd you want to accommodate, right? You wanted, because there are multiple. Ever since Zoom is in the picture for last 3-4 years, they've been doing. I think there are subscribers whom I know they've been dealing with. I've been using for the last 3-4 years, but never this hue and cry which has come in last 2 months. There's a sudden spike of business which has happened, and hence the kind of eventualities and the kind of hawks which is happening all around. We did a very exhaustive exercise. Our entire team has done, and we just keep updating our ED on that, on what are the developments. See, no app is safe if you do not know how to use it. Let's accept that.
Very true.
Whether we have any app for that matter. Yesterday, I think I also heard probably Microsoft Teams has been compromised in a way. Is it something which is possible? They've been in the business for quite some time. So unless otherwise you know the nuances, how to navigate. It's like you getting a Ferrari with you. You do not know how to move around. And you will have a gate crash, right? You will end up in a crash. So it's like that. You have a wonderful tool with you. If you do not know how to handle it, then God help us.
So am I hearing you saying that Zoom is as safe or as unsafe as you make it, and as any app can be safe or unsafe if you do not do the right precautions or settings?
Absolutely. You nailed it. Absolutely, yes. See, the kind of features, the functionality which is there in Zoom, if you ask me, every 2 days, every alternate days, they are actually upgrading. The new releases are coming. So we got to be updated. I think the latest version is already on. So how many of us are already updated there? I think probably we need to know that, right? And there are many security privacy features. I think in the April is the month we have many functionalities. Starting from the April 2nd onwards, we could have multiple features happening. We've been following that particular because of our the meetings, etc. We've been following that very extensively, and we could say every 2 days we have some news release coming, some update coming, some privacy settings which is there. So we actually, with the support of our the LT and with the NDA, I think we keep. Eventuality. Did we hear in India? Did we hear? Let's accept this fact. Did we hear any eventualities about the application which you use in India?
No idea. You all will know better. You all are in the industry.
Let's throw this up to people and see. I'm sure that whatever thing which we hear is probably let's head our house set first properly, and probably then we can take it up. Unless otherwise we know how to navigate it, how to use it, whether whichever vision which it gives you, you're going to end up in a musical.
So do you use Zoom?
Yes.
Vishal, do you use Zoom?
Yes, I am using Zoom.
Thank you. So I'm going to go to Sandeep. Sandeep, do you use Zoom?
Yes, Bharat, I do use Zoom. I have been using Zoom since long.
So then tell us with the whatever you've seen in your chapter meeting, with all the settings, all the precautions that have been advised, do you think that the Zoom settings, what should be the right Zoom settings, and they are being set right so that members are not at risk?
Yeah, so first let us try to understand over here the Zoom or any other app, whether Google Meet or Microsoft Teams, they are implemented in a similar way. So it had Zoom also had a similar security flaws which were found in other applications or other softwares as well. So functionality wise, more or less, it is same way. It is at par with these applications. But what has happened is of late, the Zoom has got highlighted due to the work from home scenario. Otherwise, the organizations are using since last 5 years without any problems. Okay, so and when this got highlighted, they have taken a proactive approach, and they have actually closed many of the security problems they had in the last 2 months, and they are working on more security features in their applications. So that they are rolling out new features, new security updates on that. So when at a user level, if you ask me, if we are not sharing any sensitive or critical information like we normally do on our weekly BNI meetings and all, so I don't think so there is any issue into it. Okay, but if we are thinking that sharing such sensitive information, there are some other apps which can be used or something, then we are into wrong impression. If at all we have to then use a sensitive information or confidential, then let us not use any application, because the security it's not 100%, it's not foolproof for any application. It can be exploited some or other way. Okay, so from that perspective, I don't think so Zoom is a problem. Having said that, how we are using in our day-to-day meetings or our BNI weekly meetings or other meetings which are happening, yes. So what we are taking care is a password protection.
Yes.
Then the purpose of using the Zoom as an application. So we are using this application only for the video conferencing. We are not sharing any data into it. So we have to restrict to the purpose and the use of the application which is intended for. And that is where we will be secure by using not just Zoom, any other application. there are certain functionalities wherein the Zoom or these applications ask you to actually sync your contacts and the other details and all. But then it is up to the user what permissions they are giving it to the application. If you don't touch those and don't give applications, they are not going to harm you anyway.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Sandeep. And Nikunj, do you want to
Yes.
add anything? Any more precautions? What more precautions can members who are here take for themselves so that they are safe using the platform? Since you have now narrowed it down to Zoom, so I'm just going to keep it there rather than go. But any virtual meeting, what precautions should they take, and especially for Zoom, because most of us have started using that more often.
Yeah, that's a wonderful thing which I would like to add. Before that, I would like to ask everyone one simple question. You all have to type in the answer in the chat box. Do you like to do a party? If yes, type party in the chat box right now.
And I think they have to enable the chat box.
Okay, that's what I know that it got
disabled. Okay, fine, no worries. But I hope all of you might be saying, yes, we would like to do the party. And would you like to be inviting the other peoples, unknown peoples to your party?
Party yes has come.
Perfect. So we won't like to entertain some unknown person to come into our party. So what we will be doing, first we will register the guest. We'll send an invitation to the rest guest. Okay, you have to register over here, and then we'll approve your registration. So first, a registration link should be there before the Zoom account, where the people will be registering, and then approval mail will be come to the person who is hosting. The webmaster will be approving their emails, and then that person got the ticket. Okay, now I got the ticket party. Now what will happen? You are send a mail that this is the address and this is the venue where you need to go. After that, once you reach to that venue, you are stop at that gate. Wait in the lobby. Wait in the lobby. So once your host will be checking you, okay, you are that genuine person or not. Show me your ID card and the mail ID. So we are waiting in the Zoom lobby before we enter to the meeting. That's enable that feature of waiting. And then once the host approves, okay, now you are the perfect person to get in. Once everyone is in the meeting or in the party, you have to lock the doors so that none other person can come in. So we all are the known persons in the room where meetings are locked. None of the person can now enter to the room, and we know each other. So there is no possibility that our data is going out or our meetings recordings are going out. So we are not even recording and saving the Zoom meetings on the cloud as well. So we are not even recording. So it's nothing is gonna happen, and we are more secure. And one more important point, Zoom have already rolled out publicly that 90-day plan for their security updates. So they are frequently doing lots of changes. So I would request everyone to keep on checking the updates which are coming on the Zoom application, and keep on updating that application in your laptop and in your phone as well to become more secure.
Yes, thank you so much to all the panelists. You know, actually from 20 million users, I've heard they've gone to 240 million users in just 1 month with this COVID situation. And so I guess they are also, and Mehul, I would like you to kind of, you know, you got 500 people. And yesterday you did say that, you know, we communicate. And I immediately asked you, what do you communicate with them on? And you said Zoom, and I said, ha, pakada. So what is your experience with Zoom? If you communicate, if a cybersecurity person can use Zoom, I feel I'm safe. So tell me about it, Mehul. I'd like you to sum up the whole section.
Yeah. I mean, you know, as some of the panelists said, no application is bug-free. So Zoom will have some bugs, and they will release patches for the bugs. It's the same true for any application. We use multiple video conferencing apps, be it BlueJeans, be it Zoom, be it Mitel, be it Teams, be it GoToMeeting. But in every app, there are nuances. And it is very, very important that you secure your platform way what is relevant to you. Need not use a Zoom cloud account. You can have a Zoom on premise also. Okay, you can secure the data the way you want it. Now that needs, you need to be cyber aware, and you need to take care of security in your own hands. That's the reason we started with one of the rounds where we say that it starts with you starting cybersecurity at your home for yourself and your kids. You now take it forward to your communication with your friends and colleagues. How we do it in our organization is very simple. We follow like a traditional physical meeting, okay, where the moderator starts like a BU wise roll call. Each BU head tallies up his team members who are there. Some of them might be in their pajamas, so they might not be decent, so they will on it up to their preview and then might go back on closing their videos. It's all right. The idea over here is that everybody is accounted. Once it is accounted, we lock the meeting. So even if secure yourself, and there's a recording taking place right now while we are speaking, so you will be securing it in a sensitive manner, but where the recording goes to, who does it go, who all it gets is the data policy which each individual has to take care of. So while you're taking care of your businesses, we do it, we follow the risk management philosophy. There are certain calls, we call it a low risk calls, which are actually what we publish on our public website or on brochures. We want everybody to know. Whoever it comes in it, we don't care. There are medium risk calls, which are confidential to something to do with our organization, confidential data or planning. We don't allow, we follow the muster and the roll call very, very seriously. And in high risk calls, we don't allow recording to take place. So, there are different moderators or different co-host security guidelines which we have laid down. We have laid down where today we have a constraint where we can't give devices to our own employees. So we have to preview and relax the policy to user-owned devices. So how we have taken care of them? On user-owned devices, you can only attend low-risk calls. You can't attend business confidential calls. So everybody needs to be relevant to what is relevant to their business. At the end of the day, how you are the owner of your business or your own family's data and wealth, how you generate it. Just like in a previous context, we used to have wallet, and when wallet used to get stolen, we used to say, "Are itne paise gaye." Today, in the dollar, we are carrying our Aadhaar card, credit card, debit card, driver license. We carry everything about our identity, election card, everything. If it is lost, we are going to have a digital nightmare. Okay, hence it is essential that we have always security covered for that, and the digital wallets are which allows us to convert that into that into and make it safer for us. So the context which I'm trying to say is Zoom is as safe as I used to sing, which Premjit also mentioned very well. You need to know the nuances of how to secure that app, to keep it in context, and always be ready, that be continuously aware of what is happening in the security world. If new risk and vulnerabilities are recognized, don't worry about it. Apply the newer patch, fix yourself. So be religiously taking care of the discipline to keep yourself posted on everything what is coming. Just don't think, oh, something has gone wrong, so I'll stop using that. Then you will be disconnected in the world.
Then all the apps would be a problem, maybe.
Yeah, and it's bug free. So every Microsoft, when I started my career in when we shifted from novel NetWare, in 1990s to Windows, we used to laugh and say Windows is plug and play, plug and pray.
Plug and pray.
Pray, not play, pray. Okay.
Pray.
Yeah. Last two, look at it. Windows has become rock solid. And if you start taking the national threat, oh, this is a Chinese guy who is a promoter. All the developers behind majority of the application are all Indians. And in fact, any social networking company in the US or India, you look at, all heads are Indians. So in that context, the whole US should have paranoid. Oh, Indians are controlling how the IT industry. So we are not safe. So this is a risk in your mind, and वो वहम का कोई इलाज नहीं है,
Yeah, there's no medicine for imaginary fear.
No,
that is what I'm just translating, because there are lots of people who are Hindi mein bahut acha nahi.
I got carried away by using some Hindi because somebody in the panel said, Hindi mein bataiye.
So we're going to wrap this all up together. I need one-liners from you, each one of you, before we wrap it up. We'll start with you, Vishal, because I can see you on the screen for no other reason.
So I would say,
give us a wrap up of this in
Yeah.
just some 30 seconds.
So inside, I would say stay safe, stay protected, and plan your security practices well. So don't just copy forward. So whatever you get, don't follow it blindly. Just follow the basic practices, security practices. And if you have any doubts, feel free to connect with us. Thank you.
Sandeep, you can go next. Please wrap
So,
it up.
yeah, sure. So in a sense, so digitization has created huge opportunities, but has also threats, associated with it. But one should embrace those opportunities for the overwhelming benefits which is bringing it. So, and while dealing with the threats as well, because as we discussed, so the opportunities are with the risks and the threats. So, and that is where the cyber security will actually aid you. And we must realize cyber security is not just company's responsibility, but also of an individual as well. And everyone must build their basic awareness of what to do and what not to do. That is what I wanted to actually.
Thank you. Thank you, Premjit. Premjit, could you give us your wrap up of this session?
Maybe I would put it for the benefit of all our client engagements. So probably you could say you need something which they don't know they need, but you know they need. You need something which they don't know they need, but you know they need.
Premjit, there was a voice breakup was there. So can you repeat it?
Yes.
I would like to. Am I better now?
Yes,
Yes,
please.
still better.
So I basically want to put it in the context of our client engagement as such. You need something which they don't know they need, but you know they need. Repeat.
Okay, yes.
You don't know they need, but you know they need. Thank you.
Thank you. Nikunj, your last statement, please.
So I would like to say one more quote. There are only two types of companies exist. One, those are hacked, and second, those are will be. So do not worry about anything. Just be aware, adopt the new normal, implement the cybersecurity for the business, as it is very important for a business continuity in this new normal lifestyle. So just try to adapt it and stay safe, stay secure.
Mehul, we are going to come to you all for your last statements. And, I know you've got lots of stories. At least give us one of how people have used the technology.
Yeah, I think I want Mehul to give one or two stories. It was quite interesting when you said.
Cybersecurity is a very interesting business to be in, and it enables a lot of businesses. I'll share in a preview that businesses who have adopted cybersecurity have grown that business. You are all talking of 5x, 10x. We had the largest oil and petroleum company in the country struggling at 1,55,000 crore. And today they are 3,69,000 crore. So they grew up leaps and bounds. When everybody was in losing businesses and making losses and making profit out of that, cybersecurity makes your businesses grow further. So while it takes care of you remaining safe and secure, how does it help you? Like in one of the COVID-19 cases came up, and we had one of the old age home person who was sick, and there was no way a doctor could have come in and attended to him, and all other fellow old age people were worried, because if it becomes a valid COVID-19 case, and everybody who is into the old age home will be at risk. And nearby in Thakur village at Goregaon in Mumbai, we had somebody having a digital stethoscope, and a Zoom call was connected. And there's a functionality in Zoom call called, activate the original sound. And in the original sound setting in Zoom call, you can see the heartbeat of the patient to the remote doctor. And then doctor could identify and saying that this is nothing to do with COVID-19 and you're safe to go. So the point I'm trying to convey is digital and cyber connectivity changes life. and you will be already seeing it coming into Zooming and to one meeting to next meeting to next meeting. You're probably doing much more meetings than you ever did in your physical day. So it's a way to embrace it, not get worried about risk. Risk are always there in everything, but risk can be managed. It's like the same analogy I gave of fire. You know the risk of fire, but we manage fire. You know, our housewives are the best in managing it because they manage our kids. They manage, us very well. Then, the least what we can do to benefit them, become more cyber aware.
Thank you so much. Anant, definitely closing remarks are needed from you.
Yeah, so I think that was a fantastic panel. In fact, a lot of technical things and a lot of technical jargons also we have understood. But one thing out of this, what I came to know is like cyber, the embracing the cyber, whatever is the platform is very much important to each one of us. So each one of us has to embrace this, and then we have to do it with the security. Okay, even right Zoom, where it's a kind of a burning question in the BNI fraternity because 275,000 people worldwide are using it. So people keep on asking this question, that mail has come, this mail has come and all. So best thing is to go and get it verified or authenticated by the right people. I think that's what was the exercise today. Asking these people, the technical guys, you tell me what is that we are doing, is it right or not? So I think we got the answer. Okay, that's what I should say. Okay, and then each one of us, even if we convert 10%, 20%, 30%, 40% of our businesses to the technology, I'm sure we will achieve those numbers what we are talking, 5x, 10x kind of thing. So we must adopt the technology. So thank you so much, all the panelists. Yeah, over to
thank you to all the panelists.
Yeah.
Yes, and
Thank you very much, guys. What an amazing webinar. Okay, to be honestly, half the thing zoomed into my head, half the thing zoomed out of my head, because but one thing I understood what from Mehul, it's like fire. If you really want to use the help of fire, you can cook some amazing food with fire and eat healthy dish. And with the same fire, you can even destroy a whole building itself. So it's all about how we as human beings pick up the choice correctly. And we are right now, whether you like it or not, moving into that particular era. And I really like the way the best practices team of India has brought this as a proactive leadership to help all business owners to understand, hey, all of us are going into a new era, new world, whether you like it or not, whether you understand it or not, it doesn't matter. You need technology now more than ever. So you are learning various things in your life. Better you learn this also now. Okay, you don't have to learn it. PhD in this, at least basic LKG lessons, go and learn. If you cannot learn, ask professionals who can guide you and help you, because ultimately it's all about how we make a choice over here. Amazing presentation by all the panelists, giving us some amazing tools. What I understand is, hey, it's my world, it's my the cyber world, like how I take care of myself in the physical world from attackers. It's my responsibility to learn all things. Thereby, like very simple, many of you said, change the password. How easy it is. By just changing the password, one action, if you can do this regularly, you are safe. And just read the privacy documents, setting documents before you click, I agree everywhere. Just read it a little bit, just slow down and read. It will be a really safe for all of us to use it. So thank you very much, panelists, for sharing your valuable lesson. I should thank Anant, Bharat and Aarti for putting this whole webinar together. Amazing stuff today. I know it's completely a non-BNI webinar, completely talking about how technology can help us, and also the plus and minus and everything. I know it's a very broad topic. It's a very vast topic. Lots of Q&A questions are there in the chat box. I know that it's not possible, but guys, if you had a lot of questions, this is an amazing opportunity. Why don't pick up these questions? Go to your chapter specialist. In your chapter, there will be always one technologically smart guy. Okay, go and talk to that smart guy. Have a small one-to-one conclave with your own poverty members who are into IT industry. So there we throw all these questions and have an amazing healthy interaction. Please remember, healthy interaction. The media is going to throw you all the fear inside you. But you as a business owner, are you going to succumb for this fear? Are you going to ride this as a risk and look out for opportunities? There are diamonds there is acres and acres of diamonds inside every problem. And that's what we are right now riding on this technological wave. I should thank Anant, Bharat, and all the panelists for being here and sharing their nuances of wisdom. Thank you, Mac, for organizing this. And I would like to Mac to summarize and give a vote of thanks and close the whole thing. Mac, are you there, Mac?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, Mac.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Right?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
First of all, Murali, you summarized it so well, and I cannot thank enough this particular panel from Mehul, Vishal, Nikunj, Sandeep, and Premjit. All of you gave me new insights on cybersecurity. So a couple of things I learned is at home you need to secure first for your kids, right? Unless the other thing I learned is don't buy this malware or what was the cheap, the pirated versions. I know in the early days when I was building business, it's always a desire. Okay, it's going to be cheap. So that I learned that piece. And Mehul, what you said for a business to scale, the more cybersecurity there, it's not just 5x, 10x. It could be like 100x, 300x. They can scale their business. So if we put these things in place, it enables us to scale our business. Is to do the right things along the way. So phenomenal panel. Thank you to each of the panelists for giving your insights. I know this is a very sensitive topic, and I felt that the best way to address this topic as BNI is to bring the experts in, so we get the knowledge from the industry. We are not the industry experts. We are experts in BNI, and we are experts at referral marketing, but we are definitely not experts at cybersecurity. That's why thank you so much for sharing your amazing knowledge. And I thank Anand for leading this panel and the best practice team, along with Bharat and Aarti and Murali Sundaram. They actually helped us put the concept and inviting all of you. I also want to thank Nancy and Amreen for all the and Natraj for putting all the background logistics to make this meeting happen and promoting it. So thank you, everyone. Thanks for this for joining this webinar. Have a wonderful week ahead, and we will see you at our next webinar. Thank you.